Governor J.B. Pritzker is back to giving an in-person speech about his budget and his vision for the state. Last year, he made a virtual address without an audience. Today, Pritzker's office is sharing some details about what will be included this week. Amanda Vinicky is in the capital city with a preview. Amanda.
Yeah, Brandis, that Omicron variant plus, frankly, politicians gathering petition signatures for their upcoming races, that led to really all but one of the session days being canceled so far for 2022, but the legislature is supposed to be back starting tomorrow, and then there will be a joint session of the House and Senate on Wednesday, and that's when Governor J.B. Pritzker will be able to make use of the bully pulpit when he gives a joint State of the State and a budget address. Now, even in the worst of times, governors, really all politicians, try to put as positive a spin as possible on the budget picture. That has been, of course, a difficult thing to do here in Illinois. This year, the governor's office sounding downright rosy about its projections. While the pandemic has, of course, caused a lot of pain, governors across the country have benefited from federal dollars for COVID relief to get through all of that. And given that Illinois is one of the more populous states, Illinois has received far more than most states in that federal money. Now, in part because of the COVID stimulus federal relief, well, the nation is now grappling with inflation, and Governor Pritzker's office knows it. Andy Minar is the deputy governor for economy and the budget.
So those three things combined are what the governor is proposing to the legislature that we have a robust discussion about, and that's tackling the impact that inflation is having on working families across the state. Again, it's about groceries, gasoline, and property taxes.
Now let's pick that apart some. Pritzker plans to knock out a 1% sales tax on food come the new fiscal year that begins in July. And that would come at a savings to taxpayers about $360 million. Of course, savings to taxpayers on the grocery tax doesn't mean free. It's money that Illinois government would typically be taking in and wouldn't be in this case. So that 1% so-called holiday lasting 1 year, then to be tacked back onto your grocery bill. It is similar for the other two pieces of the so-called family relief proposal. They would be temporary. So take the gas tax. It's tough to get politicians to raise taxes. So in 2019, when Illinois doubled to 39 cents a gallon, the tax on gasoline to pay for road and other construction, they decided to make life easier on their future selves by tying it to the consumer price index. Pritzker wants to temporarily suspend that. Minar says that would save drivers about 2 to 3 cents a gallon.
The governor understands that inflation is real and that it's eating into the pocketbooks of working families in the state. So when the bill was enacted several years ago, I don't think too many people ever dreamed that we would be facing the situation that we're facing today. So the governor's proposing that we pause that for a year. He thinks it's reasonable to take a step back.
Last but not least, property taxes, the bane of many a homeowner's budget. Pritzker wants to give homeowners a one-time property tax rebate to a max of $300, and that would save them, cost the state, nearly $500 million. Property tax reform has long plagued Illinois. There have been task forces, commissions, research papers. The legislature currently has committees devoted to it, but it has not really been tackled in a fulsome fashion. So I asked Minar, why not do something permanent? And here's a portion of his response.
It's something that can be implemented relatively quickly, we believe. We also think that it impacts as many people as we can seek to impact in the coming fiscal year. So you're right, Amanda, it is a 1-year proposal, but it also seeks to bring relief as quickly as possible.
Critics are eager to point out something inescapable about these one-time favors, that they are coming in an election year with a robust crew of Republicans eager to take on Governor Pritzker in that general election. So we'll learn more, speaking of eager, about these proposals in coming days. With that, back to you, Brandis.
Amanda, looking forward to hearing those. Thank you.